the main question here is, do you think somebody just comes in and swoops in, like a Web2 company, and offers the best UX that they can just by having stablecoins on the back end? Or do you think there's a chance for crypto native companies to win out there? And the follow up to this is, how do you see that space evolve over the next few years? Because I really want actual crypto banks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you can take a step back and look at this as an evolution across several decades, where you have payments 1.0, which was effectively correspondent banking powered by Swift. And this was a network that, it's global, it's secure, but it's very slow and it takes days to weeks. I've heard from founders over a month to have a payment land. And then you have, payments 2.0, which was effectively these fintechs like Wise, which used pre-funded accounts, local rails for pay-ins and payouts to effectively simulate real-time payments. So they effectively have liquidity pools in each jurisdiction. And while that effectively is faster, it came with a lot of other issues. Notably, it's still quite OpEx expensive for them because they need to maintain complex treasury and compliance infrastructure. They have to have multiple local correspondent banking relationships. They need to have risk engines to manage float and FX volatility. And I think payments 3.0 is really using blockchains and having this internet native settlement layer. And now we can do transactions in the order of seconds that cost in the order of cents. And there's no evening or weekend or holiday cutoff times. And it's fully transparent, so you always know where your payment is. And I think, a similar question to a lot of the DePIN advancements is the why now, because this is a topic that's not new, but I think the why now is we have stablecoins that are mainstream. We have better on and off ramps with more depth, because those local OTC desks and market makers, they do want to hold non-volatile digital dollars on balance sheet along with their local fiat. We have embedded wallets like Privy that actually give us a Web2 like UX. We have pending clear regulation around Stable Act and the Genius Act. And I think we're really opening the floodgates for both fintechs and larger financial institutions to come on chain. But it's a double-edged sword for let's call it the crypto incumbents, because what crypto teams really suck at is solving for distribution, and Revolut alone has 60 million MAUs. And I think the conversation today is very different than it was 3-4 years ago. I remember probably 2020 or 2021. I met the head of BD at Chime, and I asked them, Chime's users are middle income Americans in central US states. And I said, wouldn't it be nice if you gave them access to DeFi yield? And the guy was like, I don't want anything to do with crypto. I'm so busy trying to not die competing against the big banks that I don't want to take any more risk. And today the conversation is flipped, where Revolut has their own exchange. They have some really interesting other products in the pipeline. You see it with Robinhood and obviously Stripe. And a lot of the DeFi projects, like the crypto neobanks, they are good products, but they do not solve for distribution. And if you can figure that out, then I think the DeFi mullet is probably the best way to go. But it's going to be very team specific. But I've spoken to many, let's call it high pedigree founders that are building a crypto neobank that cannot answer how they will get to, I don't know, like 1 million users.